Hi everyone, it's Harry. I thought I'd chat about the October numbers. Well, the October numbers are out. We went through what our Tiff Macklin of the Bank of Canada has done, dropping the Bank of Canada rate by a quarter point. But that really hasn't affected the mortgage rates. They've been seemingly stabilizing at that 4.5% for a fixed mortgage, or even the variable is in that same range. That tells you that what the bank's view is, that they don't believe that they'll see any weakening or strengthening of the interest rates going forward. That both of them are equivalent, and that may even indicate that they think there'll be weakness in the economy, so that to mitigate the risk of keeping it at 4.5, because I heard prior to this recent release there were some people were getting rates closer to 4, but that seems to have gone away, and all the major banks are in that 4.5 range. But what do the numbers show? Well, what I warned about, or I guess gave an indication that we would see a fall bump, and we have seen the fall bump. October, the overall pricing went to 642 from 615. So you're up about, I'd say, a good 4% from the August September pricing, which was the low. The low was actually in August. September was just like 0.5%. So it's pretty much August, September was our low. I warned people about trying to pick this low. If with respect to trying to time everything, it's not going to work, and it hasn't worked. Any reduction you saw in interest rate has been eaten up by the bump up of about 4% that we've seen to date. Sales were at 1885, down 13% from last year, but we're back into this balance market from the September buyer's market. So we're bumping. We're at now 642, 840 average price for all homes in Calgary. But most of the folks that I deal with seem to be more interested in the detached home prices. Well, surprise, surprise, that has bumped up as well. Again, we went from the 782 average of August and September, and now we're at 816. So if you waited, you're out by about 5%, and that quarter point drop's not going to make up for it. So I said, as always, there's a bit of a fall bump, and I don't expect the prices to fall. But I could easily see come spring and around March period, late February, March, another bump up in house pricing. So if you're in the market to buy a home, suggest you try to get it done before March if you can. If you're selling, unless you're forced to sell, I would suggest waiting till the spring, which is the late February, March period. We've seen this occur. Again, just to reiterate, the detached markets, 1,000 homes sold for October, down 5%. We're back into this balance market from the buyer's market. We knew this would happen. There was a window. Folks that were buying, unfortunately, trying to pick the bottom of the market's tough. We haven't been able to do it in the stock market, so why am I not surprised we can't even do it in the real estate market? So 816 was the average for October. Gives you an idea. We had about 3 months of supply, 2.9 months to be exact, back into that balanced scenario, and I'd see this continue till spring. So that's where we are. Hopefully this was useful. As I said earlier, if you're in a market, buy now. If you're selling, see whether you can wait till March. We don't know what the U.S. will do. The midterm elections are, quite frankly, another year out. So we might be bumping along. We seem to be having problems getting a trade deal. So that talks to a weakening Canadian economy. the Bank of Canada has already said they're not going to reduce rates because they're just sitting on the sidelines, keeping some powder dry, see what the government does. With all these government programs, I expect them to be inflationary, so you can see why the bank is staying flat and saying we're not going to do anything, because any time when the public purses open up, we have an inflation event. So hopefully this is helpful. If you need any help, please reach out. Got any questions, please reach out. Always willing to help. Otherwise, have a great November. And hopefully you all enjoyed that wonderful Halloween where we didn't get snowed on. Thanks. Bye now.